Well, welcome back to Mammy's Kitchen today and Mammy's Tropical Illusion Lagoon, may I say, because we are still here. And any other time in this late in the season, I would be doing pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread puddings, and just caramel apples and everything fall. But I'm not ready because I'm enjoying my pool and I'm enjoying this tropical island that I've been living on the last few shows, and I don't want to give it up yet, but I do have to bring in something special today. If you can see all of the bourbon, because you know what's coming up when the fall season comes in, and it's Bourbon Festival, baby. And I'm telling you what, Mammy's Kitchen is the Bourbon Festival this year. We are so excited. We have got speakers coming from distilleries. We have got new distilleries that I'm cooking with today. I'm very excited to do that. And I'm going to do a Tropical Illusion bourbon show for you today. So therefore, we're going to do some ice cream, but it's going to be a bourbon dark chocolate. I've got 4 different chocolates over here that we're going to use, and we're going to put some good old bourbon in here, bourbon and chocolate. Usually when you go to tastings here in Bardstown at any of the distilleries that you visit on the bourbon trail, they usually pair a really nice bourbon, their bourbon, to a really nice deep dark chocolate, and that's what I want to do today. So we are going to do bourbon balls because I love them, and it's just a traditional staple of Kentucky to have that bourbon chocolate ball. And I'm bringing out the ice cream again. I got to use it. I mean, my gosh, it's so much fun and it's so good. And we're going to do this like 3 different types of chocolate in this ice cream. We're going to get started with that first. I've got a whole day. If you see over here, I have been roasting this pork loin roast all night in some bourbon sauce, the bourbon sauce that we make and sell at Mammy's Kitchen. It is, and then I did my own rub on it because I want to be that barbecue pit person, you know, in my roaster oven, that is. And I'm telling you, it's really good. I cannot wait for you all to see that. I'm really proud of myself, and I can't wait to taste it because it's still slow cooking. And I've got that bourbon sauce, and I can't wait. Let's get started on the ice cream because it's got to churn throughout our whole show. All right, so I've got a little bit over a cup of milk. Of course, got to put your milk in here. And we've got 2 cups of heavy cream. Oh, make that good and creamy ice cream. And then I've got 2 cups of dark brown sugar. Everything's dark cocoa, dark sugar, dark eggs. Got some really good rich eggs. Get that sugar blended in there. I'm gonna kind of turn it on a medium heat. Okay, so we've got our white sugar, our brown sugar, and I'm gonna add my eggs before my mixture gets too hot. And I'm gonna make 2 different tubs of ice cream because one's going to have bourbon, and my grandkids would die if they could not eat some of this rich, creamy chocolate ice cream. So I'm going to do one with bourbon and one without. Okay, let's get this out of the way. And we don't want this to boil. We don't want the eggs to cook. We don't want scrambled egg chocolate ice cream. But we do want it to get mixed together. I've got a pinch of kosher salt. That chocolate and salt go together. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of vanilla. I'm going to turn it up a little high just to get it going. But like I said, let's do not get those eggs cooking. Just want a creamy mixture. I want 6 tablespoons of this dark cocoa. And I've got this going on low. And this is 100% dark cocoa. 2, 4. And like I said, I've added a little extra on this recipe just because I can make 2 batches. Get that mixture in there. Oh, rich and creamy. It's already feeling rich and creamy. And I've got my ice and my salt ready to go. I would love to have my grandmother's old churn. I would do that for you. If I'm going to ask my Aunt Lorraine, if my grandmother, if anyone has her old ice cream maker where you had to sit and churn it. I remember us doing that. I know I talked about it the last time I made it, but gosh, that was the best ice cream ever. This is pretty close to it, especially this chocolate. I cannot wait to taste it. And today we are going to do Monk's Road, the Monk's bourbon. And this is from our new distillery, the Dant Distillery in New Hope. The amphitheater and the bed and breakfast and everything that they're doing. They're so good to us at Mammy's Kitchen. We love them. And we are promoting them today because they are some great people, some good people. Not only do you find all of these distilleries here in Bardstown and throughout Kentucky, but just the ones here in Bardstown, I have to praise them over and over because just they help. They're there for the community. They're there for our restaurant. They do so many good things for us. It's just, I could talk about them all day. We really do support them. We really like them. Okay, so it asks for coffee, espresso. I don't have espresso, but I have a dark coffee, but I want it grinded. I don't want it to be, we're gonna keep doing it, keep grinding this over and over. And I do have my grandmother's old, the best one. That thing with the handles, this is my Mammy's. We want that really, really fine. And I don't want ground coffee in my ice cream. I want that grinded up really good. I'm going to keep doing it until it's almost a powder like. We're going to do just a tablespoon of this. And it just brings out that rich chocolate flavor. Got that going. It makes it look really dark. Love that. You need that powdery coffee too, so this can melt down in here. And then I've got some rich 100% chocolate chips, and we've got some, hold on. Sorry, this is a little harder than expected. Okay. Okay. Like I said, we do not want this to boil, but we do kind of want to see some little simmering on the edges, and it's getting there. Get that chocolate mixed with, and this is a dark chocolate also. We want to get that chopped up, and got to work fast here. And this is kind of just, oh, look how pretty that is. Okay, kind of want some chunks left in there. I put it all in there. I want this to be so chocolatey. I love chocolate. Love it. Oh, it makes me feel so good when I eat it. I just love it. There we go. So we're going to start warming. Start getting that egg real cooked. Looks delicious. Love it, love it, love it. We're going to add some of the chips, and I don't really care if they melt or not. I still like them chunks in that ice cream. Oh. There we go. Starting to get really creamy. We're going to let this cool down. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I've got the coffee in here and plus the eggs, we're going to strain it in here. I'm going to let it chill in the refrigerator, then we'll put it in here. But before I do that, there's no sense in wasting this chocolate or this. Let's get some more in there. They don't give you that piece of dark chocolate for no reason when you do a bourbon, when you go on those bourbon tastings. And it could be a white chocolate. I think I've had a white chocolate, The cherry chocolates are real good with bourbon. But so let's go ahead and get all that in there. It's not going to hurt it. Okay, we're going to strain this because, like I said, I do not want any of that coffee if it wasn't ground enough, or the eggs to be scrambled egg chocolate. Just makes it creamier and smoother. Basically, we just made a chocolate custard, and I could eat that chilled. And don't worry, I'm not leaving anything in this pan. Look at that, how good that is. Can you imagine that cold? Woo! Oh. Oh, look at that. Oh, my. Oh, this is heaven to me. Heaven. Oh, wow. Yes. I'm on my tropical paradise with my most favorite thing in the world. I've told my kids to bury me, put a chocolate bar in my casket. Which I know heaven will have all kinds of chocolate in it. But just make sure from a trip there, because I've always loved chocolate. Now, I'm going to clean up. We're going to go to one of our sponsors. Oh, I'm just going to try it hot first. Let's try it hot, because I have to. If I didn't do it in front of you, I'm going to do it behind the cameras. Oh my gosh. Just to make sure there's no grindy or, eggs or anything in it. Woo, that is good. Oh my goodness. We're going to chill it. Chocolate ice cream, which is called chocolate custard right now. We're going to pop this in the refrigerator, let it cool for 30 minutes. Then we're going to put it in here. It's good and cold. It's got the rock salt. It is waiting to be churned. But I want to cool it down a little bit first, because we want this to be perfect when we pair this with the bourbon. I just do want to do this right now. So we will be right back, and we're going to start on our biscuits.
Welcome to Windsor Garden Senior Living, located in beautiful Bardstown, Kentucky. For more than 20 years, we have provided assisted living and personal care services at an affordable price while maintaining the highest level of care. I'm Carrie Legg, Executive Director, and I would love to invite you to visit and meet our experienced and loving staff and to see the amenities that we offer, like our variety of floor plans that feature patios, porches, and lots of natural lighting. Enjoy our restaurant-style dining for great food along with many opportunities for fellowship. Come see for yourself and let's continue our journey together, here at Windsor Gardens.
We understand life's everyday struggles.
From juggling your work and home responsibilities,
Or planning for your future.
Because we're people just like you.
We take great pride in being part of your story. To us, you're more than just a customer. You're part of the Town & Country Bank and Trust family.
So I've got our custard in the refrigerator. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit, but I'm gonna make these biscuits. I love making biscuits, and this is fun because this is mini biscuits, and because we've got mini charcuterie boards. And I thought that would be perfect for and I hear my little doggie upstairs wanting to come down here, but she just will not let me talk. She gets mad, so we have to leave her up there. I'll bring her down at the end of the show. But we are doing 4 cups of all-purpose flour, and then we are doing 1 teaspoon. I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. And we're going to add all the dry ingredients first. And then I've got 4 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So we've got all of that in there, and we're gonna add our butter. All right, so we've got a fourth of a stick of unsalted butter. And this is where your hands get real dirty. Trying to get my sleeves up here. But we're gonna get this butter, and it's softened, and we're just gonna kind of get it to where it's real crumbly. And this is the art of making good biscuits, is getting that butter real crumbly in there. And you know, I always had like a bread, but it said do it with your hands, and we make biscuits all the time. My grandmothers, first thing they do was in the mornings, wee hours in the morning, is to put their biscuits on. And this is, I really can see my Mammy doing this with her hands. She didn't have no fancy tool to cut the butter in, is what it did. And I have one of those, but I don't know if it's any different but I know Mammy had the best biscuits. You would eat them throughout the day. You know, I don't think we ever sat down to have lunch. You just grabbed a biscuit from breakfast or pinto beans. Pinto beans were put on the stove every day at both grandmothers, both Mammy's houses. And just ironically, I had two Mammies, and you all know that because I'm Mammy. And so we're gonna put 2 cups of buttermilk in here. And then I'm gonna get a spatula. Get this kind of mixed up, and then we'll put it on our surface. And I have a marble surface, and I've wanted a marble surface for years and years because you can bake and just, it's cold to the touch no matter what, and it's just a real good surface to do baking on. Okay. Oh, biscuits and bourbon barbecue go together like peas and carrots, like 2 best friends. They're BFFs. All right, let's get it right down here. Getting all dirty in my fancy clothes. But I gotta wear all of this. You know, I'm the type of person, y'all let me know too. If you come to the restaurant, you tell me, do you wear white after Labor Day? Well, Labor Day's coming up, so I'm like, what white pants have I not wore yet? Because I'm like, I was in the mall with my granddaughter, Maddie, and we went to a shoe store, and the salesman was trying to flirt with her. Well, here I was like, oh no, you're not, But he was trying to sell her white shoes for school. And I'm like, you can't wear white. I'm not buying white. And she's like, but Mammy, they're so cute. And I'm like, I don't care, they are cute for spring, you know. But I don't know, they say that's not the rule anymore. So I don't know. I'm not going to do it. It's hard to break habits like that. Okay, just want to knead it a couple times. Biscuits are flaky, so just kind of don't want to overdo it. And I could sit here and talk about my grandkids in my white pants all day. And I got me a little extra flour. Put down here. Smell that buttermilk. And here we go. I'm gonna roll them out. And I had a biscuit, you know, I have got the round regular biscuit cutter, but I wanted miniature biscuits. And so all I could find that was appropriate for today's show was my little shot glass, but that's perfect. I think that's the perfect size biscuit I want for my charcuterie board. That way you can eat like 4 or 5 of them, but you feel like you just, you know, not eating that much. I always find a way around of eating a whole lot of something. Perfect, actually. I remember Mammy would do that. We are going to have lots of biscuits. Oh, isn't that cute? Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh my goodness. These are going to just be pop in your mouth with some good bourbon. I mean, with some good butter on them. Boy, this will be something that I'll pick up all day long today and just pop in my mouth. All right. One thing that I do love paired with bourbon also is cheese. And you could do, you know, real stout like goat cheese or blue cheese, I think is perfect. Or I'm no bourbon connoisseur for sure. I don't try to be. In my cooking, I just put it in there. I mean, you know, until I think it tastes good. So I'm just an old country cook. Like I said, I'm Baptist. I never cooked with bourbon before. But since I've been in business in Bardstown, you know, and we are in the bourbon capital of the world, I love cooking with it. And it really does bring out some good flavors in the pork that I'm doing, in the chocolate. But I also like it with cheese. And one of my favorite things to do is cook Brie. I love Brie. I've got some butter melting, and we're going to put some brown sugar. Let's put some brown sugar in here, and we're going to add some herbs and spices to this. And also, I think it's going to be really pretty on my charcuterie boards. I need that cheese. I need that white. I've got the biscuits. They're done. They were perfect. I mean, they were like 7 minutes. That's all it took. So I'm going to turn that on low while I get my, I'm going to put some thyme in here. Oh, because you got to have some herbs with this Brie, and I've got to have it. So let's get it chopped up really, really. I love thyme. It's just such a good herb. It's so kind of woodsy, like your bourbon. Really got a good flavor to it. Okay, so we have got, get my little stalks out. Just kind of want the leaves there. And then I've got some fresh parsley that I just want to put with this on top. And we are going to wrap this in a croissant. This bake. So I want this just open, and I have had this to set out to really ripen. And we're going to cut off a little bit of this top white part so I can get the real good cheese in there, just a little bit. Okay, so all right, so we're going to get this started. I don't want to pull them apart. We're going to put some pecans in here. I want it to be really thick. So that is just perfect. So we're going to add some Monk's Road on here. I've got a shot of it right here. Oh, that smells. Oh, look at that. Love that. It really enhances the flavor, I'm telling you all. It ain't just because I like to drink it, it just makes food taste so much better. Oh, that's really good. Let's get these spices. A little bit of parsley going in here. Sweet with the savory, nothing better. All right, so I'm gonna kind of get that on low. Just, oh, that smells. Oh, wow. The aroma of anything is good. I mean, you know, the smell, I always tell my new cooks that come in, people eat with the smell, people eat with their eyes, and, you know, dish is just beautiful. And that's one reason I like doing this. It's a really pretty dish. So we're going to try to find this. I'm going to just keep it as flat as I can. I'm going to pinch them little creases to where they are together as in one bread. And I just like the layers of a croissant. You can use a pie crust, or you make one homemade. But this is just kind of extra for my charcuterie board. I just think if it turns out, if it's not on my board, if it doesn't make the cut, that's okay. We can eat it with a spoon. Get that butter on there. All right. I can hear my ice cream churning. And then so we're going to set that. This is easy too. Just plop it on there. All right. So. Oh, I just want to taste everything before I actually cook everything. Thing looks so good. This is a fun little party that you can have during our Bourbon Fest if you plan on entertaining like we are at the restaurant. I'm just going to layer this on there. Move that so you can see how this is going to look. Something about those pecans and just all this that's together, something about it is just amazing. Oh, savory with the brie. All right, so we're going to start putting it together. And we don't want any extra because it won't bake. So I want it to fit the brie. Not that I don't love every part of a croissant. We're just going to kind of fold him up in there. It don't matter what it looks like. It's going to turn out perfect. I don't want too many layers of the croissant because I want it to cook. All right, we'll just take all of that off. One fell out. Let's just try it. Oh, man. You can put that on top of that ice cream. That'd be good. Get too much bread, it won't bake. So, all right, we're going to put this in the oven. All you do is just wait for your croissants, and it's going to bake that brie on the inside. So when we slice it, it's going to melt out. It's going to be wonderful. Okay, now my ice cream's churning, my biscuits are done. Let's just take a peek at my pork because I have been holding that from you this whole time, and I've got to look at it. Oh, wow. Look at that. And we are going to take, it is falling apart as soon as I even lift it up. But my goodness. I am going to be home all day. I will not go to work today because there's too many good things. All right, the pork is amazing. I'm not kidding you. I will give you the recipe to that. That is amazing. We use a lot of our Uncle Marty's bourbon sauce with that, with a lot of herbs and spices galore. My biscuits they're perfect. And then I've got to check on my ice cream to see how creamy that is now. My brie is in the oven, and we are going to work on our Kentucky bourbon balls. Oh, I can't wait to do this because, you know, there's so many bourbon balls out there, but I'm going to make the best. I promise you that. So we're going to go to one of our best sponsors, and you make sure you come back. Kentucky bourbon balls next. Helping of country charm with a dash of sophistication. That's what you'll find at Mammy's General Store. I'm Mammy from Mammy's Kitchen, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to my new general store. You'll find a wide range of clothing, home decor, handcrafted woodworks, and floral arrangements. Make sure and sign up for our VIP text list. Come see us at Mammy's General Store, and make sure you go tell all your friends.
For over 50 years, Big 3 Tractor Company has been family owned and operated here in Nelson County. We offer new and used New Holland equipment to meet your challenges, from compact tractors and attachments to tractors ready to work on the farm. On location, we have a parts counter, service shop, and merchandise wall. If you have a tough job to tackle, come. We have the solution to meet your demands. Come in and see us or give us a call. Big 3 Tractor Company.
All right, we are back, and look here, man, this is looking really good. Only a couple of minutes. Keep an eye on it for me. I don't want to burn it. It just needs, I want to make sure that croissant is cooked all the way through. Sometimes you'll get in there and you'll cut it and your croissant's not done. So I'm just going to give it a little bit, 1 minute. All right, I've got to get started on this. I've got powdered sugar, chocolate, pecans, everything that goes well with bourbon is going in this bowl. So we're going to do I've got a half a cup of unsalted butter again. And I've not used salt and pepper all day today, other than in my pork loin. We did salt and pepper that real good. But this is about 3.5, 4 cups of powdered sugar. I remember eating, this is gonna fly up on me too, because my mixer is powerful. See that? And I wanna get that butter mixed in there really good, and it's soft. This is the most powerful small mixer I've ever had. Get that in there, and then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Got some good old vanilla here. There, and that'll kind of help it from flying around. So we'll go ahead and get that in there. Get this mixed really good. Okay, so we've got that really good, and before I go any further, let's go ahead and take this out. Oh, look at all that ooey gooey goodness. Oh my goodness, and we're gonna let that stand. Oh my. Ooh, that's gonna be good. We're gonna let that cool off because I dare not touch a piece of hot cheese with my mouth. So anyway, we're gonna put a teaspoon of kosher salt again in here. And now we're going to add 1/4 cup of Monk's bourbon in here. Because you know they're going to love some good bourbon balls. Do that until we get it good and creamy. Oh my goodness, there we go. That's all it took. Just some of that. Oh, that's perfect. You know what? I want to, I've sifted my sugar beforehand. We're going to go ahead and make the rest of it. Go ahead and get that in there. I don't like wasting anything. So that was left. What am I going to do with it, you know? Still works, Mammy. So I got that right there. Get that in there. We're going to do just a tad bit more. Make up for that extra brown sugar. Nothing wrong with that. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's exactly what I want. It's creamy. Oh. And then that kosher salt just kind of just kind of levels out that powdered sugar and all of the flavors in here. The butter. Oh my goodness. Butter and bourbon. Butter and bourbon, butter and bourbon. Oh, I think that's good. So I've got a good creamy consistency right now. And I want it chilled because I'm going to have to scoop it out. And I kind of want it to harden a little bit while we melt our chocolate. So let's get this in here. And I've got dark chocolate and a regular chocolate chip because I kind of want a richer chocolate since we're doing the dark chocolate ice cream. So I'll just use the rest of my chocolate. And then I've got some coconut oil. And the reason why you put that in there is just to get that shininess. And we're going to, 30 seconds at a time, we're going to microwave it 30 seconds at a time till you get the consistency of dipping that you want. Get my dish ready. Look at this. Wow. Yum. I feel like Willy Wonka. this is the best chocolate factory ever today here. Oh my goodness. Oh, my Brie's out. My ice cream is almost ready. I'm not kidding. It is just right there. I've got some roasted carrots in. I've got garlic, thyme, parsley, salt, pepper on these in here. I need that. I love carrots, and we're gonna put a splash of bourbon on them. So we've got everything bourbon today. So I just splashed. My carrots were jealous. They really wanted a drink of this bourbon, so we gave them a drink of it. So I've got I gave them a shot of bourbon, and we've got some parsley, and we've got some thyme. We've got some fresh garlic in there. We want them to get roasted. I am ready for this right now, though. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, please. I hope you taste good. So I want that size. Roll it up into a ball. Throw him in there. Get some chocolate on him. Got my pecans ready. And this is how I want him to look. Perfectly round. We're going to take a pecan. We are going to put that right on top. And I'm going to take my other fork. Woo, he is drenched in that chocolate. And we are going to put him right here. And we're going to keep doing this. Put that right there. Until we can't do it no more. Oh, perfect. We make this during Bourbon Festival, and I'm telling you, I can't make them fast enough. It is one of the best times. When we opened our first store in 2006, and of course, like I said, we're implants from Marion County. We had the good old country ham days, and I still absolutely love the ham days. But my mom and I wanted to really get the experience of the Bourbon Festival, so we opened our first store. Me, Robin, and Thelma opened our first store, Christie's Collections, and So It Seems by Thelma, right at September 2006. And it was amazing. We were downtown on 3rd Street, our first building. I think Arlene's is there right now, but that was our first little building. We were just loved it. And then we moved on up, and here we are, Mammy's Kitchen. How'd that happen? I don't even know. Still to today, I don't know. But we are very thankful and grateful that I get to keep doing this for you, because this is so good. Oh my goodness. And we are going to get all of these done. I've got another sponsor, because I might have to taste test this before you come back, because I certainly wouldn't want to make anything bad. But oh my goodness, we're going to put them in the fridge and let them harden up a little bit. Let that chocolate get real good and firm. So you can just pick those up by your hand. But this is fun too. Oh my gosh, this should be a girl party, and everybody gets to do this. Everybody gets to make their own charcuterie board. How fun is that? Light bulb just went off in my head. You can steal that idea if you want. But I made that one a little bit big. I'll take him. But yeah, we will have these during our Bourbon Fest. Come on down. Come to Mammy's Kitchen and eat. And also all the bourbon. Oh, forgot. My gosh, my brother Marty, my son Stevie, which everybody knows Stevie from the restaurant. And everybody knows Uncle Marty from Uncle Marty's bourbon sauce that we cooked our pork in. Makes all kinds of products from the bourbon barrel staves. Our actual tables at the restaurant and our lunch counter is made out of an old distillery, a rick house, the floors. And Stevie got a hold of those somehow or another and made all of our tables. So you're eating on the floor of a rick house every time you come to Mammy's. And Marty and Stevie will have so many products for you that it's going to be phenomenal around Bourbon Festival time, like right now. And so come on down to Mammy's Kitchen. We will have those products at Mammy's General Store, and we'll also have lots of bourbon foods, lots of bourbon jellies. I actually marinated that in one of our bourbon blackberry jellies. I can't wait to show you that. I'm gonna get these fixed. We are gonna go to one of our sponsors, one of our very best, and then we will be right back and we're gonna shred that pork and we're gonna eat. I am hungry. I cannot wait. Let me get these all done. You do not know how much this, I'm just having to pull my arms away not to take a bite every time. I'm not gonna do it, I promise, because everybody's gonna want one of these at my house tonight. So we will be right back.
You work hard your entire career. Let Thoroughbred Asset Management help you finish strong and get across the finish line.
We have access to all types of investments. We have the tools and strategies that we need to help make your goals become reality.
And we will work in your best interest to help you succeed.
Come see us here at Thoroughbred and we can help do the hard work for you.
Lawyer commercials are mostly the same. It's this.
In a car wreck, call the clubber. I'll take care of them insurance companies.
Or this.
Injured? I can get you the money you deserve.
But the quality of law firm is very different. At McCoy & Sparks, each of our attorneys have experience in actual courtrooms across Kentucky. Our team of paralegals is second to none. The law firm you choose makes a difference. McCoy & Sparks, in your town, on your team.
All right, so everything is just about ready. I've got my ice cream chilling, and I've got my biscuits done, the Brie's done. I've got my roasted garlic carrots in here with bourbon, a splash of bourbon. Now we're gonna bring out this pork roast. Oh my goodness, and I've gone to chop it up as if it was a barbecue pulled pork. Man, look at that guy. Oh, it's just falling apart. It may not have to do much to it at all. And I really don't know how I'm gonna get it out of here. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna try to get this out without going into pieces, but oh, that bourbon sauce of Uncle Marty's, man, that is just, oh, I just wanna take a deep breath because I'm just wanna cry when something turns out so good. It's just, I don't know, it's very gratifying, you know? I love cooking, I just love it. So when something turns out good, and look at that big fat piece. So that's been simmering in there for good 12 hours. Oh, if I just had that barbecue pit, I could be a barbecue guy. Man, man, oh man. That is gonna last us for quite a few days right here. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that. We're gonna save some of those juices for later. Oh, that's a sauce in itself. And we're gonna bring it over here. Oh, my gosh, do not know how bad I want to taste that right now. Oh. It is perfect like it is, but we're gonna shred it because I want it on top of my biscuits. So I'm gonna have to get my hands dirty again, but I don't mind at all. This is, I just feel like a chef when I do something like this, and I'm far from being anything like a chef. So this makes me very proud of myself because it's, I'm telling you, I think it's going to be really good. Marty, your sauce. So we're just going to, well, don't have to work much at all because it's just pulling apart. I thought I'd have to really tug. And that was my fear. That was a fear I had that, oh my gosh, I'm going to cook this thing all night. It's going to be tough. I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to have to go downtown and buy some somewhere. But no, I'm not. I like playing with my butt. I should be a commercial for a barbecue guy. Oh, it's so good. All right, so I want to take some of this the juices. And I've got lots of spices in it. Sorry. Okay, so I've got lots of spices and twigs and herbs in here. So we're kind of going to strain it over it because I don't really want to capture any of those. And I'm going to strain all of that and I'm going to bottle it and just squirt it right on top. But that's good right now. Oh, man. That's a perfect loin right there. Okay, my carrots are done. I think we're done. I'm ready to eat. I don't know about you. My chocolate has gotten, my ice cream's ready. Oh, this is what I want to do. I'm going to show you. So I've got to have some kind of slaw, you know, on top, or cheese on top. I just don't know when to stop. But I thought, well, if I did this, let's just kind of put this cabbage. It's just a really fine cabbage. Let's get some carrots grated in here. I just have to have all the colors on this top of this pork. I want that crunch. That's what I'm trying to say. I want that crunch. And you always go, you know, you go to a slaw. And then we're going to go to, you know, got to have cheese with my barbecue. And I want to go to this really nice Gouda. And we're going to get a piece of that off there. And this Gouda, the reason why I like it and I buy it, I think I've had it on every show, is because it's made with bourbon. It's good old Kentucky bourbon too. So we're going to get this together. I'm going to grate some of these. We're going to put some parsley on here. And we're going to get all the flavors, all the herbs, all the crunch, the cheese, the carrots together. We're going to do that. A little bit of thyme on there. Just a little bit, just because it's here and I've got it. And why not use it? That. And there is where we want to go with this barbecue. This bourbon. Hey, it's not barbecue, guys. I just thought about it. Man, I've had 2 light bulb moments in this cooking show. Bourbon-Q. What have I? Oh my gosh, I'm going to jar that. Bourbon-Q sauce from Mammy's Kitchen. Bourbon-Q. Nobody else. Do not steal that. Bourbon-Q. This is my Bourbon-Q. Got it? I'm telling you. Y'all just make me smarter and smarter. I'm just loving this. So I'm going to clean up and I'm going to make y'all real jealous in my next segment. I'm so sorry. You're going to want to come to Mammy's Kitchen for the Bourbon Festival because you do not want to miss any of this. Let me get it all set up. Let me get my chocolate out. Let me get my ice cream out, my carrots out of the oven, and we are going to taste this. I'm sorry. I hate to do this in front of you, but we're going to. We'll be right back. Don't miss it. All right, I have waited a long time. This is kind of hard to do. It wasn't hard, it was just a lot of stuff with just a few ingredients, but I don't know, it just, you know, I am, when I cook with bourbon, I do cook out of my comfort zone. I'm not used to it. But over the years, since we are the bourbon capital of the world, I've done the bourbon. I've cooked our family jam cakes with bourbon and lots of desserts. We do a bourbon bond pancake on Sunday. We do a lot of bourbon desserts. I mean, bourbon bread puddings, things that we all like to offer you. But today we did the Brie, the carrots, the bourbon-Q pork, I don't know, and these are individual charcuterie boards. And I just think this is a great idea for, you know, a small party or small gathering. I mean, it's just, you can put whatever you want on them. But in today's world, it's just kind of, everything's individual. You know, you don't touch nothing. But anyway, but I've got the biscuits. Oh, look at that. it was a little bit bigger. That's what we ate during the day. I'm telling you, as kids, we didn't get a sandwich or anything like that because everybody was out working. And then you just came in one or two at a time and eat, but you would grab a biscuit. I guess we were out playing all the time, but as long as we had that, that filled us up. And oh my gosh, I just love that. I can't wait to eat it. I'm going to try this. So we're going to try my little mices. I love them. You can find this at Mammy's General Store. I love these. My mom collected all these little thing doodads, but oh goodness, the bourbon taste, it's wonderful. So we're going to taste the barbecue first because that's what you do, right? With that biscuit. See why I did the mini biscuits? Because it fits on my tray just perfect. Oh my goodness. That's, sorry. Oh my goodness, that is so tender. It's got flavor in every bite. Where I just basted that with Uncle Marty's bourbon sauce that we carry at the restaurant. With that buttery biscuit, those are BFFs. I'm telling you, those two go together like two best friends. And I'm telling you, you can taste a little bit of my slaw. I got a little bit of the crunch with the carrots and the slaw, and then that melty Gouda cheese was perfect. A perfect pairing for that bourbon. And I'm just now getting that bourbon flavor. Isn't that crazy how that just comes to you? And I'm not a bourbon connoisseur by no means, I'm telling you. But that's so good. This, and I'm eating with my fingers because it's a charcuterie board and that's what you do. Simply heaven, man. That has to go on your charcuterie board every time. That golden flaky croissant with that creamy cheese. And I could taste the herbs with that pecan and that brown sugar and that butter. Every flavor, I taste every bit, every flavor, everything, the sugar, the butter, the pecan, the thyme, the parsley, the coarse salt, and the cheese, everything but combined is perfection. So I want a taste of my carrots, and we roasted these. Oh, perfect, perfect, perfect. You've got to have a vegetable on your tray. You know, when you do your boards, you always put the carrots and the celery. This is a perfect pairing with that roasted. You can still pick it up with your fingers, you know, and eat that. You can taste that garlic. And I can taste, of course, that splash of that shot of bourbon that it so needed when it was baking in that pan. It was like, hey, help, I need that bourbon. That sounds like some of my customers. Oh, but my goodness. Look at that. I don't even know what to do. I want to cry. I do want to cry. I get so excited about things like this, but I do really want to cry. I don't know which. Look at that creamy, custardy. That's that custard. And of course, it's been sitting here while I've been talking, but oh, you could actually dip that. All right. I'm going to wait till last, okay? Because I started with it first, we'll end up with it last. This is with this Monk's Road. Oh, man. Dant Distillery. Oh, I can't talk with my mouth full, but that, with that dark chocolate, oh, I'm gonna put them in a box. Oh my goodness. Whew, I had to curtsy on that one, just do that because that was so dang good. That bourbon is so good. I I can taste it from here, going down, all the way down. That, I'm gonna eat those too. I swear, they're so good with that pecan crunch and that creamy with that bourbon. Yum. I'm gonna tell you, oh, you almost have to clean your palate every time. I really need to clean my palate every time I taste something, because even though I use the same bourbon, I use a couple of different bourbons, but it still is giving me a different taste, a different experience. Every time something has gone on, I've tasted something. And here we go. Oh, and look at that little ice cream cup. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. That is custardy. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. It's a party in my mouth. So sorry. I'm eating every one of them too. Dad nabbit. Woo! That makes you want to party. Yeah. It's a good ice cream flavor. And I'm going to tell you, you can chase that. That's so good. Wow. For a good old Baptist girl, this isn't too bad. I'm telling you, I've done pretty darn good. I've done really, really darn good. Darn it. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I cannot wait to get finished with the show so I can continue with my tasting. I'm going to bring my sister-in-law, Margaret, down, let her taste some good bourbon. Margaret, come on down here. Because this is fun. This is exactly what you need for a party at my house. I'm telling you, I'm going to call some friends and invite them over today. Tell them to play hooky from work and come on over, because this is some good stuff. I hope you enjoyed the show today. I certainly did. I'm not ready for fall yet, not giving it up yet. Thank you for joining me again. You come on down to Mammy's Kitchen. Let me fix you some bourbon Q. Get some Uncle Marty's bourbon sauce, some Mammy's biscuits, some Mammy's Brie, and all this good stuff. Come on down and visit our distilleries. They are the funnest and the most exciting experience that you'll have. It's one to put on your bucket list for sure. We have a great town, a great community. We need to shop local, drink local, eat local, and bank local, and definitely give local. Thank you all. We'll see you at Mammy's Kitchen, and we'll see you at Mammy's General Store. Love you all. Goodbye.